What's up, everybody? This is King El Bay. I'm back once again. Now, we're going to talk about laying down these claims. Now, once you understand what you need to do, and you secure your property, and that's why I don't use the term status correction. I use asset protection. Because everything from this point that you're trying to do is about securing and protecting your assets, your rights or your assets, your human rights. You have to protect them in contract. You also have to protect um, your property. Everything according to your rights is considered property, and it's considered asset protection. So what's governed, you have to understand this. When you put these rights in perspective, you have to put all of this stuff in the form of a contract. Your human rights and what they were recognized in accordance to the mosque in which you attending. All of this has to be done in the form of a contract. That's why I don't use the term status correction. Some people use the secure party creditor. I use asset protection, and we establish ourselves as an asset protection agency, corporation, as a religious institution that perform asset protections by understanding our religious rights and our exercise. So you got to understand all of this information in its entirety to ensure the integrity of what you're doing. Because if you got it under contract, then under the contract clause, your rights can be protected. So let's go here to the First Amendment. So it says Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. If you're going to come, let's go, I'm going to pull up the instruction form in 1983. And you're talking about civil rights. And you come in, it says civil rights complaint under 1983. These instructions are meant only to help you understand the form. So it tells you. It says you may either type your complaint or handwrite. It is so long as it can be easily read. Documents filed with the court cannot be read. Do not have to be acceptable for filing and all of that. Now, it tell you, do not make legal argument or cite case law. It says, when writing statements of claim under Section 3 of page 4 of the complaint, you should only include facts. And if anybody heard me, I always say, facts activate the law. Evidence is not considered proof. Evidence is just evidence. What they're doing is they're trying to prove their claim by having certain evidence. That doesn't mean their claim is going to be proven based upon that evidence. That's what a jury is for. But proof of claim, you can lay some stuff down. Allegations against, that's why the administrative process is so important, so that you can also attach all the stuff that you need to do with your claims. See, when you understand this information in its entirety, you can put this in perspective. I'm not going to make this video long and drawn out. I'm just going to give y'all some key tips. I'm not going to go and make this word for word, try to explain to you everything. Just going to give you some basics so that you can go about your business. You're going to have to do the deep legal research. If you want to become a private member, these are some of the stuff that we do for asset protection for private members so they can come in and protect their rights and their property and understand how to do that. So, for example, it says, only include the facts and allegations concerning one set of circumstances that's involve the defendant's name. Unrelated claims must be filed in a different complaint. Unrelated claims must be filed in a different complaint. If they're not part of the claim, don't put it in there. Only state the facts of your claim. Once again, you state the facts, you using what you need to do to secure and validate your claims. You're going to use the administrative process to validate your claims. You're going to use particular records of evidence. You're going to have certain things filed to prove that. You're going to show where you have gave constructive notice. You did everything according to due process of law to verify your status, and not only that you performed due process adequately and you appropriated all the information so that it can work favorably for you. These are the things that you have to do to start winning your claims. Most of y'all don't know how to win claims. That's why y'all having problems. Because you don't have certain basic foundations. I'm not going to get into everything, but I'm just showing you this is a 1983 claim. When you really understand what you're doing, you can lay this stuff out. This is a powerful tip. This claim right here, civil rights, and they violate your civil rights. You can come in when they interfere, taking private property, doing things they ain't supposed to do. You can really do some bad things with this. So I'm just giving you some tips. This is some gangster tips. Now, let's go to the First Amendment again. Prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Now, if they started prohibiting you from exercising your religious rights, that's an issue. That's an issue in the public because they prohibit it. Now, if you accept benefits and certain things, you have waived certain rights. Now you have waived these rights, and now they can enforce what rights on you, or you can make everything unconscionable based upon your religious rights. Now, we didn't have a meeting of the night. Here's the facts. This is why I'm under contract here. I'm under a contract under a different contract. So when I signed that contract, I couldn't technically be in position to sign that contract because blank, blank, blank. You understand? So, for example, if you really understand what you're doing, you can make a contract unconscionable. If you got evidence of a previous contract that prohibit you from entering certain contracts, that would be unconscionable. You couldn't do it. So, on the public side, when they try to enforce it, you would just bring the evidence. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Most of y'all don't understand this, and this is why. And when they start trying to circumvent your rights, they're violating your civil rights. Now you can execute. Man, I'm dropping some science here. This is some beautiful knowledge. Let's go to the fourth. We're going to go in order. The Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, meaning their corporations, their houses, papers, meaning your documents and effects, against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. They tell you right here. This is how you raise a claim. But you got to know what you're doing. So let's say they take your car and you know how to contract and you had it all set up right. Like when you get the Ghost in the System packet and you dealing with King L. Bay, guess what? Boom, you lay this claim down. Boom, boom, boom. You argue this. You state the facts, what happened. You understand what you need to do in the form of an affidavit, blah, blah, blah. You lay it down. Civil rights violation, baby. You drop it. You crush it. They can try to come in, boom, boom, boom. Now they got to justify whatever. So we're dropping this science on y'all so y'all can understand this information in its entirety. So when you really understand how to lay down these claims, you can lay them down. Blame, blame, blame. You ain't got to go through arguing diversity of jurisdiction and all of that. If you understand that you're private, you understand private rights, you understand private rights of actions as a private attorney general, you understand actions that you need to do, you can crush on this, especially if you know that their particular party is doing this in particular and denying a group of people their rights, and you could come under a private rights of action as private attorney general and crush that and stop that from going on. But you got to know what you're doing. So let's go here. In all criminal prosecution, the accused shall enjoy the right of speedy trial and public trial by impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to inform the nature of the cause of the accusation. So they're trying to bring you in. So you have a right to understand they only nature and cause of accusation. Nature and cause, they got two jurisdictions. One under common law, one under admiralty jurisdiction. You got to understand this. Previously ascertained by law. You got to understand this statement right here. And you got to look at, I got to go back, I'm trying to see if I can get, you can probably order the congressional records on this information. So if you're really trying to understand the what is this, the Sixth Amendment, you can get the congressional records on this to make, and then study this to determine what they mean, because you need to know this. So you got to also understand this nature and cause. So those who want to get this, you can order these congressional records according to the Constitution and know your stuff. All these on constitutional grounds. So if they fail to state a nature and cause, they violated a civil right. They got to inform you. You have a right to be informed. That's a civil rights violation. Due process of law. These are all civil rights. When they start denying you all this stuff and they're trying to, now you can hit them with a lawsuit, because now they're reaching for straws, trying to establish a jurisdiction. So when you start coming in, you got to understand what you're laying down for is your complaint. They fail to do this. Here's the records, here's the evidence, blah, 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 in the form of exhibits. You lay it out in your complaint. See, the only reason I know this stuff, because King L. Bay's boots on the ground. See, You got a lot of people that can talk it, but they ain't boots on the ground. They don't know how to win the case. They don't know how to put everything in proper perspective. There's a lot of people that can talk to you about all of this and all of that, but they don't know how to win a claim. They don't know how to put these claims together. They don't know how to put it and format it in such a way where it's easy to follow and translate. So when you file this stuff with the court can make good sense of it. It ain't frivolous. It's very manageable, and the judge can follow it section by section. It's very easy to understand. See, when you've been doing these claims and you know how to do it in the form that you know how to do your complaint, using affidavits, followed up with exhibits in your complaint, and your affidavits and your complaint and all of that is going to align with the exhibits, and you know how to have it where you can journalize this information where the judge can follow it. These are steps that you need to know how to do. So when the judge get it, he ain't second guessing. He ain't got to read through nothing. He can take it in a chronological form, and he can utilize it, and he can pinpoint what you're talking about. Let's keep it pushing. Let's go with the 7th Amendment. Suits in common law where the value of controversy shall exceed $20, the right to jury trial shall be preserved. No facts tried by jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of common law. You got to understand, if they violate these things, this is a claim. These are civil rights. This is civil rights. Come on, let's go. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fine imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment. Taking of private property without consent, probable cause, and all of that is a violation of the 8th Amendment. It's considered cruel and unusual punishment if you know what you're doing to lay down these claims. You understand? This is King L. Bay. See, everybody can talk it, but I really talked it and walked it. I have spent my time and put in my legwork to have claims looked at, had the court look at it and examine it, and they had to think long and hard because it was so laid out, so precise, dealing with the matter in which the court had to look at it and do something different. They gonna have you sometimes what I call in jurisdictional limbo because they might not have they have nothing else to do, but they gotta salute you. And this is what I'm saying. When you understand this stuff, you know how to contract, you know what you're doing, everything is stimulated from a contract when you're dealing with rights. If you're going to you talking about human rights, you got to understand what is contracted. Ancient texts, the Quran, the Circle 7 Quran, all the stuff that you're claiming, these are rights afforded to you from these ancient texts. The Bible, considered ancient texts. If you know what you're doing, you know what to come in with, you know how to lay this out and lay down these foundations. That's why I'm trying to tell you, this is King L. Bay. Nobody else is bringing it to you like this because a lot of people are talking. I've been to court a lot. When you talk about somebody who really was boots on the ground, this is somebody that's really been boots on the ground. Let's continue. Let's talk about 9. Enumeration of right of It's enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. So the Constitution do not give you rights. The Constitution is a restriction on government. That's why I keep trying to tell you. Once you understand what you know how to contract and what is recognized from private contracts and how you put all of this, then these things are now put into etched in stone, and they have to respect those rights. Now, the thing that is saying enumerated in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other retained by the people. So anything that's not enumerated, and you know how to do it, and you know how to set everything up, and you know how to lay it out with your religious institutions, from the public and the private, you great. You got to understand how all this stuff works, from the ancient texts to how to insert these rights and these commandments into play, and how all this stuff works to invoke jurisdiction, to understand what can happen and how to put this out. That's why you have to be well studied. That's why I'm getting with particular people. You have to understand this very thoroughly to get your remedy. That's why when you get with must, we're gonna break a lot of stuff down. We're gonna show you what you need to be doing to lay these claims. Most people ain't getting no remedy because they don't know what they're doing. They arguing frivolous matter. They talking about frivolous things. And if you know what you're doing, and you know how to put this administrative process on them, and you know what you claiming that, it's a wrap. Last and not least, the 10th Amendment. The power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited it to the states, or reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. So who are the people they talking about? The private people. The people who know how to protect their private trusts, their private estates. The landlords, the indigenous people. The people who have indigenous rights. Understanding what all this stuff means and put this in proper perspective and let this flow in your head. Those who are sovereign are the people of the land that is indigenous. Those who understand how to protect their rights, keep their rights. Those who do not lose their rights. You have to understand what you're doing when you're dealing with this information. This is King L. Bay. I'm dropping this science on y'all. Let me tell y'all where y'all need to go. Go to my Facebook. Okay. Moorish Universal Society of Tribes. Also, you can click on there. That's my King L. Bay. Let's go here. Let's go to my YouTube channel. Let's go to the YouTube channel. Come on, YouTube. Moorish Universal Society of Tribes. Let me drop some more science on y'all. And let's go to Amazon. This is funny. Get the book. Those who are going through child support, my services are guaranteed. I break everything down. But you got to come in and you got to be a private member. You got to pay your dues. You got to come in and join. We're going to fade to black in a minute. I'm repeat this again. We're going to fade to black. You're not going to hear King L Bay on nothing anymore soon. Probably after this year, I'm going in. We're going to be doing some stuff, and we're going to fade to black. So, if for those who are trying to get into this movement and trying to get everything, like I said, stop. Let me see. Stop getting reparations. Let's go to the Higher Revised Code. I want to show this to y'all again. See, y'all ain't made no claims. Come on, let's get this. We talk about this again. Determination of a claim for an award of reparation. These are victims of crimes, man. Victims of crimes. You got to be a victim of a crime. Special remedies. This is special remedies. Awards of reparation means award under this. Claims. I went over this. You talking about victims of crime. You got to be a victim of a crime. So the police can do criminal actions to you. Denial of a claim or reduction of award or reparation. Let me show y'all this. This is all victims of crimes. So when your family get killed and stuff like this, this is what you're getting by the police department. You get victims of crimes. They're a victim of a crime. A victim who was one of the following at the time of a criminal injurious conduct. So you can get rewarded under this, but still state your claim. I'm just saying, this is King L Bay dropping this science. Peace and love to everybody out there. Like I said, nobody's bringing this information to you. Y'all been getting reparations. Y'all still ain't been getting your claims. Y'all don't understand about all of this. I'm just giving y'all some love. For those who really want, like I said, go to my Facebook, look us up, contact King L Bay. I'm going to be dropping this sign. Come and get your assets protected. Get everything protected. We're going to show you how to do it from A to Z and break it all the way down. Peace and love, everybody. I'm out. King L Bay.